Hey everyone, welcoming you all. So today we have another set of MCQs which I'm going to explain and we will answer them together. So let's move to the first question that we have. So the first question we have, which landmark case is credited with establishing the basic structure doctrine in Indian constitutional law? And the options are as follows. Sankara Prasad vs. Union of India, Golaknath vs. State of Punjab, Kesavananda Bharati and Minerva Mills. So the correct answer would be option C here. It is Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. So it is a very landmark case where the basic structure doctrine was established. Next question we have, which feature is considered a part of basic structure doctrine? So as we all know, basic structure doctrine have very essential ingredients and some of the parts which known as the basic structure doctrine. And the options that we have, right to property, parliamentary privileges, judicial review and preservation policies. So the correct answer would be judicial review, which cannot be removed from the part of the constitution throughout an amendment. The next question we have, the term state is in Article 12 does not include Parliament of India, state legislature, private individuals and local authorities. So the state has many ingredients which makes a thing or an organ state. So some of the options are available here and some of the options are not. So the correct answer would be here private individuals. The next we have, which of the following is a statutory body considered part of the state under Article 12? So under state there are many organs that fall into the criteria to become a state. In the options we have National Human Rights Commission, SEBI, RBI and all of the above. So the correct answer would be here all of the above. The state includes all of them altogether. The next we have, which case first established that pre-constitutional laws violating fundamental rights are not void but remain inactive until amended. So the options we have Vikaji Narayan, Dr. versus State of MP, A.K. Gopalan, I.C. Gopalnath, Golaknath and Kesavan Madhavan. So Vikaji Narayan always plays an important part when it comes to the, you know, when it comes to the constitutional laws violating fundamental rights. So it is a very important question. The next we have under Article 13, the term law includes. So again, under Article 13 defines what law is and what are the things that makes a thing a law and which includes statutory laws, customary laws, ordinances and regulation and all of the above. So these are the options here. So under the term law, all these things falls under and the correct answer here would be all of the above. The next we have, which of the following cases associated with the doctrine of eclipse? The option we have State of West Bengal, Vikaji Narayan, Indira Nehru Gandhi or Maneka Gandhi. Again, as I said, Vikaji plays a very important role when it comes to the constitutional and pre-constitutional law. And again, that doctrine, that is doctrine of eclipse. The next we have, which of the following is not a fundamental right under the Indian Constitution? Right to equality, Article 14, right to strike, right to constitutional remedies, Article 32 and 226, right against exploitation. So all of the things are kind of fundamental rights, which is not, it is right to strike, it is not fundamental right. The next we have the doctrine of severability. It ensures that an unconstitutional provision invalidates the entire law. Only the unconstitutional part of the law is struck down. Fundamental rights can be waived. Parliament can amend any law without judicial review. The doctrine is severability is all about to separate which other parts which no longer entertain us in a good manner. And the options we have, only the unconstitutional part of the law is struck down. The rest of the part or the rest of the act will be stay as valid and intact. So option B would be correct here. The next question we have, which of the following cases upheld doctrine of severability? RMDC, K. Gopalan, K.M. Nanavati, Kesavananda Bharati. So as I said, doctrine of eclipse is related to Vikaji. Similarly, doctrine of severability is all about RMDC. So it's a landmark case relating to this doctrine. The next we have, which article prohibits discrimination based on religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth? So it would be Article 15 only, which talks about all kind of discriminatory factors. The next we have the doctrine of waiver was discussed in which landmark case? Baseswar Nath versus Commissioner of Income Tax, I.C. Golaknath, Vishakha or Mohinidin. So the doctrine has been discussed in this case. The next we have the basic structure doctrine limits Parliament's power under which article? Article 326, Article 368, Article 324, Article 312. So it's all about Article 368, which talks about the amendment procedure, which is falls under Part 20 of the Indian Constitution. So correct answer would be option B. The next question we have, which of the following cases held that fundamental rights cannot be waived? Sadan Singh versus City of Rajasthan, Minerva Mills versus Varnath, Kesavan Madhavana. So the case where it was held that fundamental rights cannot be waived, then the answer would be here option C. So the next question we have, which of the following is not a feature of the basic structure doctrine? Free and fair election, it is a part federalism, it is a part rule of law, it is a part which is not, it is right to strike, which is not a fundamental right, not a part of basic structure doctrine. So option C would be the correct answer here. The next we have, which doctrine ensures that only the unconstitutional part of a statute is invalidated, keeping the valid sections enforceable. So, in order to understand or know the answer, we need to know all of the doctrines and what are their role to play. So, the answer says doctrine of eclipse. Eclipse is all about hiding. Doctrine of severability is all about to separate. So, the answer would be here Doctrine of Severability. It says which doctrine ensures that only the unconstitutional part of a statute is invalidated, keeping the valid section enforceable. So it is talking about the separable or inseparable part, which is indirectly linked to the doctrine of severability and also gives us kind of a hint what would be the correct answer. The next question we have, which of the following bodies is considered a state under Article 12? Indian Olympic Association, CIC, SBI, or of the above. Again, I'm saying Article 12 define what state is, and in order to make a state, what are the essential ingredients that should be there. And in the explanation itself, there are many things that have been listed there which can become a state. So here the answer would be all of the above. The next question we have, which of the following cases deal extensively with the doctrine of severability? As I said, doctrine of severability is all about RMDC, so this is the correct answer. The next we have, in which of the following cases did the Supreme Court declare that post-constitutional laws violating fundamental rights are void ab initio, invalid from the very beginning? So this is the meaning of void ab initio. And the options we have A.K. Gopalan, Kesavananda Bharati Menon, State of Bombay versus RMDC. RMDC all about severability, and Golaknath versus State of Punjab. So correct answer here would be option D. The doctrine of basic structure primarily aims to protect parliamentary supremacy, empower the executive branch, preserve the core values of the constitution, strengthen emergency power of the president. So basic structure is all about protecting the very foundation of the Indian Constitution. So the answer would be C, preserve the core values of the Constitution.